Imagine a power source that's never run out, a source that is clean, safe, and could solve humanity's most pressing energy challenge forever. For decades, it has been ultimate dream often whispered around the realms of science fiction, fusion energy, the most power that fuels our sun. But for the just as long, it has been technology that is always 30 years away, a perpetual promise, a tantalizing glimpse of future just out of reach until now. Now, because something truly monumental just happened, private investment in fusion energies have officially topped an astonishing $10 billion. That's money, that is not the government grant actually. And this is a serious money from serious investors betting on a real tangible future. This isn't just a science experiment anymore. It is a gold rush, and the biggest question on everybody's mind is fusion energy finally real? Today, we are diving deep into this unprecedented movement. We will explore the fusion, what is fusion actually, and why it is so difficult, who is making these massive investments, and what new breakthroughs are finally bringing these dream within our grasp. Get ready, because the future of energy might just be arriving sooner than you think. Before we talk about billions of dollars, let's quickly understand what fusion actually is. So in simple terms, if we tell you, fusion is like a process by which two light atomic nuclei combine to form a single heavier nucleus, releasing immense amount of energy. This is opposite of nuclear fusion, which is what power today nuclear reactor, where heavy atoms are split apart. Think of our sun. It is a giant natural fusion reactor, consistently fusing hydrogen atom into helium, releasing a light and heat that sustain life on Earth. So replicating that here on a smaller scale in the control environment, that is what we are talking about. It is abundance of deuterium can be extracted from ordinary waters and essentially limitless. Tritium, another isotope of hydrogen, can be bred from within, which is also plentiful. So if we can harness it, we are talking about an energy source that is practically infinite. And the benefit: no longer lived radioactive waste like fusion, no carbon emissions, and it is inherently safe, and there's no runaway chain reaction possible. And it is it is definitely in thing. If something goes wrong, even the reaction simply stop. It sounds perfectly right. So what is the catch in this whole scenario? The catch is immense. To get two atomic nuclei to fuse, and we need to overcome their natural electromagnetic repulsion. Think of trying to force that north pole of two magnets together. It takes incredible force. For atom, that force translate to mind-boggling temperature and pressure. We are talking about heating a gas, turning it into plasma, the fourth state of matter. So temperature of over 100 million degrees Celsius. This is 10 times hotter than the core of our sun. Nothing on earth can be directly contain something that hot. So you also know that. This is where the magnetic confinement comes in. The leading concept called a tokamak uses incredible power magnetic field to trap and contain the superheat plasma and preventing it from touching the reactor walls. It is like creating a magnetic bottle for a miniature star. So building and controlling these magnetic field with enough precision and power, and sustaining the reaction for a longer enough to produce more energy out than you put in. So that's been the engineering Everest for the decades. It requires extreme material science, advanced computing, and government have poured in billions into the projects like ITR in France, the largest fusion experiment in the world. But ITER is a massive multinational collaboration. While vital to research, it is not designed to be commercial power plant. So ultimate goal is to achieve net energy gain, or Q factor greater than the energy than it consumed to heat and confined the plasma. For a long time, we were stuck far below that threshold. So it is been so hard. Why the sudden explosion of private capital? We have to really find out this, and that's what we are digging in. Why are billionaires and venture capitalists and major energy companies suddenly throwing $10 billion into the historically challenging field? The first technology breakthrough, this is definitely is, and thinking of high temperature superconductors. For decades, the magnet needed for tokamaks require massive, expensive cooling system, new superconducting material, and that can operate at much higher temperatures, making magnetic coil far more powerful and efficient. And significantly smaller. So we are talking about enabling magnetic field strong enough to miniaturize the reactors from the football field size to something more commercially viable. So artificial intelligence and machine learning is also into revolutionizing plasma control, allowing the unprecedented stability. Second, the climate crisis, the urgency to decarbonize our energy supply has never been greater. While solar and wind are critical, they are intermitting the fusion offer a constant base-loaded power source that is carbon-free, making it the missing piece in the truly sustainable energy grid. The market potential is astronomical. So, and the third point is that the government validation and the collaboration. While the private companies are innovating rapidly, they are often leverage decades of government funded research. Governments are increasingly seeing private fusion as a way to accelerate development, providing grants, partnership, and regulatory framework. That is also very, very important in this scenario. This 10 billion has funded dozens of startups worldwide, and each pursuing slightly different approaches. Commonwealth fusion system spun out of MIT is a leader in compact tokamaks using these new high temperature superconducting magnets. They have raised over 2 billion and are aiming for a net energy gain in their SPARC experiment, which is commercial plant and called ARC. To follow. The Hillian, backed by Sam Altman, is pursuing a different concept called the field reserved configuration, promising potentially even smaller reactor and direct energy conversions. So TAE is technology has been quietly working for decades, and also a different concept, and recently secured hundreds of million over achieving record plasma temperatures. Others like General Fusion and Tokamak Energies are also making a significant strides. So this is not just a speculative money. These are engineering powerhouses attracting top talent and making tangible progress. The scale of investments reflects a collective believe that long promises future of fusion is now within sight. So, what does this real look like? What are these milestones that are actually giving investors such confidence? Our major breakthrough actually came from the joint European Taurus JET, and in the UK in 2022 they achieved a sustainable fusion burn that generated a record 59 megajoules of energy over 5 seconds. While still not net energy gain, it is a powerful demonstration of sustained fusion output under the condition relevant to the future power plant. It is reaffirmed decades of research. So then in late 2022, the National Ignition Facility at Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in the US made headlines around the world. NIF uses powerful lasers to implode a tiny fuel pallet, and for a very first time they achieved the fusion ignition, generating more energy from the fusion reaction than the laser delivered to the rocket. This was historical moment and a scientific grand slam, providing the fundamental principle of net energy gain. So they are since repeatedly this feat multiple times, and they have actually used graphics and magnets, and they have actually come out with initial confinement ignition. So while NIF method is different from the magnetic confinement used by most of the private companies, it provides an undeniable, refutable proof of concept. So this isn't just a hype. This is a strategy, a strategic bet, and informed by tangible scientific and engineering funding. So the 10 billion isn't just a funding dream. It is funding prototype that are getting closer, and it actually aim at delivering the real power. So though the road ahead is definitely challenging, and we are actually working in optimism, and we are looking towards an impact of this. So if the fusion is indeed becoming a real, what the road ahead looks like, that is one thing which I would like your comments on that. And it is not without its challenges that we can foresee, and of course cost is still a major factor. So building these kind of reactors, even smaller one, it is incredibly expensive. So scaling up from a scientific demonstration to a commercial, competitive, viable power plant requires a massive capabilities. Regulatory framework for the fusion don't fully exist yet. So which could introduce into delays of the introduction of this whole scenario. While the zero carbon, there are still challenges related to neutron activations of reactor components, which actually needs a careful management through its vastly different form of fiction waste. But the optimism in the fusion community is palpable, and the momentum is actually undeniable. This 10 billion investment signifies a turning point from purely academic pursuit to the commercialization race. For decades, fusion energy lived in a shadow of scientific labs, a dream too big to fully grasp. But 10 billion question is the fusion energy finally real? So is now being answered with the resounding yes, definitely yes, from the investors, scientists, and engineers alike. So it is very real and very expensive. Bet that could pay off with the infinite clean energy to all of humanity. So keep watching this, because the next few years the fusion are going to be nothing short of revolutionary. So I look forward for your comments on this. If you want to add something on this powerful innovation which is going on, we'll welcome it. See you again in the next video.